Alright, so this is a time-lapse of me working on my first animation project for computer animation, which is using character reference sheets and figuring out how they work. So I'm doing 3 animations out of 3 different characters, and the first character I am doing is Tom from Eddsworld. So you can see me here. I'm figuring out how I want the body to look. At this time, I already finished like the main first pose with using the style guides, but I sadly don't have video footage of me doing that. I think I tried to get it, but Chrome might have crashed or something, and I lost that recording, so I sadly don't have that. But I can show you the style guide that I used on screen here for this animation I did. The character reference sheet I used. And then here's me kind of adjusting Tom's face to make it look different in a different shot. So his face is more unique. Adjusting the legs a bit. You can see me making 2 very similar poses where he like has his hand on the back of his head. That is kind of like the I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it the going back and up pose. So he has more of a reaction when it goes down and then it goes back up a bit. And then you can see I've added a hammer in the corner of the screen, if you can see that. Well, yeah, you can. He's getting hit in the back by something, so I had to figure out what he was getting hit with. And since my computer animation teacher has a thing for Thor, I decided to make it Thor's hammer. Because, you know, why not? It was the first thing I saw when I looked around in the room. So I was like, yeah, we'll just do that. And I'm kind of adjusting the frames, and you can see me animating the hammer hitting him in the back and then going down. And this is where I tried to make a couple frames to make it like swoosh into him, and then I ended up not doing that and using more of a smear frame because it just looked nicer and didn't make the hammer look like it was moving at a very slow pace. You can also see me here adjusting the frames for Tom so he matches up with the position of the hammer hitting his back. And then me going over the animation, seeing if it's good. And then once I finished it, I started working on, this is a couple days later by the way, I started working on dividing the shapes, or dividing the body parts into different shapes. So this would help me animate the parts of the body separately, so it's not like a huge mess when I come to actually putting all the parts together and making it look nice. It just helps out a lot. Just seeing them in different shapes and different colors kind of works a lot better sometimes. I know there's a name for this part of animation, but I just don't know it, so I'll have to look it up maybe, I don't know. So you see me here doing the leg, finishing that up. It kind of overlaps the other leg because there's nothing filled in it, but that's kind of the way you want it, so that each body part is like its own different shape, and you can see mostly all of that shape. And then you can see me here changing the arm, adjusting it to look like the next pose. So I'm just kind of tracing over the poses at this point, or at the moment, and then I'm going to get to animating them. Not today, but probably another day, because I don't have time right now. I have schoolwork. I've been absent a lot. Let me doing the other arm. You can see part here, if you look at one of the fingers on the hand, you can see I adjusted it a bit to make it bigger. Right there. I adjusted the finger to make it a bit bigger because I didn't like how small it was on the actual sketch. And then this was me doing the body. This one was a bit simple. It was hard to figure out how I wanted the body to look in the actual original sketch of the pose, but I ended up figuring out, and I think it turned out pretty decently. And then finally, the legs. One thing I realized about not the leg I'm drawing now, but the other leg, is that it was a bit too big on the second frame. So I had to kind of shrink it down a bit, or adjust the other leg to make it the same size as the other one. I think that's what I did. I don't remember, but yeah.